morning, Miss Kim. My name is Susan. I will be working on your diabetes management plan with you today.
Hello, Susan. Pleased to meet you.
Come and travel to the clinic. This is your visit been here, isn't it?
Yes, it's my first time at this clinic. I was in hospital last week and they referred me here after I was discharged. I had a few problems controlling my diabetes at home.
Oh, dear, that's a shame. But I'm sure we'll be able to something of today. The main purpose on your visit been here today to develop personal care plan for you. I like to fill you in about the way we work here, as you may not be familiar with the primary care team.
Oh no, I've never heard about of that. How is it different from what I did before?
The main difference is that we are building what we call a practice team being as here at the diabetes clinic, your local doctor and importantly you.
Oh yes, that is a bit different. My local doctor was the only person who looked after me before I start at the diabetic clinic.
Mm, my job is to ensure that there is a good communication network set up so that we can keep track of any change in your diabetes before they become a problem.
That will be good. If only I would known about this before. Maybe I could have avoided the last hospital admission. I was doing so well, and then I just seemed to go downhill fast.
Yes, that will be frustrating. What happened?
Well, I got very run down, and I didn't watch my diet.
Well, this thing can happen.
Yes, well, I ended up in hospital because I couldn't control my blood sugar level at home.
I see. Well, let's have a look at your time routine at home. Can I ask you your few questions?
Sure. Good morning, Mrs. Tin. My name is Susan. I'll be working out your diabetes management plan with you today.
Hello, Susan. Pleased to meet you.
Come on, through to the clinic. This is your first visit here, isn't it?
Yes, it's my first time at the clinic. I was in hospital last week and they referred me here after I was discharged. I had a few problems controlling my diabetes at home.
Oh dear, that's a shame. But I'm sure we'll be able to sort something for it out today. The main purpose of your visit here today is to develop a personal care plan for you. I would like to fill you in about the way we work here, as you may not be familiar with the primary care team.
Oh, no. I've never heard of that. How is different from what I did before?
The main difference is that we are building what we call a practice team between us here at the diabetic clinic, your local doctor, and most importantly, you.
Oh, yes. That is bit different. My local doctor was the only person who looked at after me before I started at the diabetic clinic.
Hmm. My job is to ensure that there is a good communication network set up so that we can keep track on any changes in your diabetes before they become a problem.
That would be good if only I'd known about this before. Maybe I could evaluate the last hospital admission. I was doing so well, and then I just seemed to go downhill fast.
Hmm. Yes, that will be frustrating. What happened?
Well, I got very run down, and I don't know what's my diet.
Well, these things can happen.
Yes, well, I ended up in a hospital because I could not control my blood sugar level at home.
I see. Well, let's have a look at your routine at home. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure. No, the normal pancreas problem a hormone called insulin in the beta cell. Insulin regulates blood sugar level by moving glucose from the blood into muscle, fat, and liver cell. The glucose can then be used as fuel for the body.
Hmm, right. Now, what happens when a person has diabetes?
Well, the diabetes pancreas either produce no insulin at all in beta cell or too little insulin to normal blood sugar level. Type 1 diabetes is usually found in children, so you may know it's juvenile diabetes. It occurs when no insulin is produced. People with type 1 diabetes have to have daily injection of insulin.
I see. Now, what about type 2 diabetes?
It's it's much more common type 1. Actually, it make up around either percent of the pancreas produce too little insulin to blood sugar level normal. You may have here it called measure on onset diabetes or non-insulin dependent diabetes.
Oh, yes, I think I have.
Alright, well, actually, people of any age can develop type 2 diabetes and through it called non-insulin dependent diabetes. The treatment can insulin, of course, diet modification and oral hyperglycemic medication is tried first, but sometimes it's necessary to have insulin injection. You probably know that is not possible to get insulin in oral form.
Yes, I know. But I've been reading about new technology. What was it? Oh, yes, insulin inhalers and insulin pumps.
Yes, they are looking very promising. In 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 the inhaler look like a stem inhaler and pump are quite convenient because you don't have to use needle every time you need your insulin.
Now, the normal pancreas produces a hormone called insulin in the beta cells. Insulin regulates normal blood sugar levels by moving glucose from the blood into muscle, fat, and liver cells. The glucose can then be used as fuel for the body.
Right. Now, what happens when a person has diabetes?
Well, diabetic pancreas either produce no insulin at all in the beta cells or too little insulin to normalize blood sugar levels. Type 1 diabetes is usually found in children, so you may know it as juvenile diabetes. It occurs when no insulin is produced. People with type 1 diabetes have to have daily injections insulin.
I see. Now, what about type 2 diabetes?
It's much more common than type 1. Actually, it makes around 19% of all cases. The pancreas produces too little insulin to keep blood sugar levels normal. You may have heard it called mature onset diabetes or non-insulin dependent diabetes.
Oh, yes, I think I have.
Right. Well, actually, people of any age can develop type 2 diabetes, and although it's called non-insulin dependent diabetes, the treatment can include insulin. Of course, diet modification and oral hypoglycemic medication is tried first, but sometimes it's necessary to have insulin injection. You probably know that it isn't possible to get insulin in an oral form.
Yes, I know that, but I have been reading about new technology. What was it? Oh yes, insulin inhaler and insulin pumps.
Yes, they are looking very promising. The inhalers look like asthma inhalers, and the pumps are quite convenient because you don't have to use a needle every time you need your insulin.